Well, hi guys. It's me. I made some yogurt. Listen, this is an updated demo on how to select the sky for altering the sky. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. Hang on. Present. Oh, here it is. Present photo P. Okay, I'm gonna do as quick as I can. All right, so I got a picture open. Isaiah took this one. Okay. Now, all right. First off, I hate it when it's really small. You just can't do nothing with something small. Okay, your hand tool moves it around. Zoom tool. All right, first things first. I'm going to go up here where it has a magic wand, the third one down. And I'm going to go to a quick selection. Okay. Right now, this tool says that it is set to 15 at the size little thing. That's way too small. So I'm going to turn it up, make it a little bigger, make it a lot bigger, probably like that big. And I'm just going to click on the sky. All right. Now you got those little squiggly lines. So that means you got a selection, but it's selected pretty much the entire picture. So I'm going to go to negative, which is up here, and I'm going to click on the ground and see if I can't get it to just like not select the ground. And actually that is a heck of a lot better. Okay. Now you can use this little plus minus thing. You can zoom in, and using that, you can use the hand when you want to move around. See how this little corner isn't selected? You can go to quick selection. You can go to the plus. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller, and then you can add stuff like this. Hi, Texas students. This is your class senior president. Anyways, oops. All right, go to the hand, go down here. Okay, quick selection. You can add stuff like this. It'll add it. Now, if it gets worse or gets all messed up, go over to the history palette and go back. Okay. So the first thing I do is I use the hand tool. I go around and I try to get the real obvious stuff with the quick selection, plus and minus. So when I say minus, when you use the minus tool, obviously right now I'm adding stuff to the sky. When I use the minus tool, I'm going to be taking stuff out of the sky. Now down here, you can see we got some problems. Like this tree right here. This isn't part of the sky. It shouldn't be there. I can try this, but it could be bad. I went to negative. I clicked on the tree. I don't think it's doing anything for me. All right. Now, when you get to this phase where you're like, okay, I don't think I can fix anything else with this tool, and then you're going to go to select refine edge. Now, this is where it starts to get hard. All right. Now we got these two split screens, right? Those clear little jaunts right there, that means those little gray and white boxes means it's gone. It's cut out. It's cleared. It doesn't exist. The blue is what we're focused on because we're trying to make a copy of our sky is what we're trying to do. So you can see that it's not bad, but it's definitely not done. So I'm going to make this tool just a little smaller. I'm going to zoom in to my image, which each computer is different. I'll show you how, but it's really just the mouse that zooms in. I'm going to use the hand tool to move it around. This area looks good up until right here. Now, here's what you're going to do. On this side, it's clear. I don't want it to be clear. I want it to be blue. So what I'm trying to do is add it to my selection. And even though you're going to think you should use these, you don't. You use these, white, gray, and black. Click on the white. Go to this part that needs to be added and click on it on the left. And then it shows up on the right. Okay, I'm going to turn this a little bit smaller. It's not that useful when it's that big. We got a problem over here for sure. So I'm going to go down here. And what I want to do is bring this back into the blue. You do have to give it a minute. Don't be clicking around and freaking out because it'll freeze up. That was white. Now, gray. What's gray? Gray is going to be kind of a hazy selection tool that works best with things like trees, puppy dogs, stuff like that. You click on it, you wait, and there it appears, okay? I usually will do the white tool first and get out the real obvious stuff, and then switch to the gray tool, and I basically do all the trees with the gray tool. You've also got things like this pole right here. You got to decide what you want to do with it. I will usually just run gray over it and just kind of keep it, but in like a fuzzy way. The gray tool is great because it kind of covers up mistakes. So right now I'm gray tooling all around this tree, the whole tree, especially around the outer edges of the tree. You got to gray tool it. The gray tool will make it look transparent like a tree really is. Okay, now let's wait a sec, see what it does. There you go. Okay, I can see right here I got a spot that needs to be gray tooled on this top of this tree because right now it's coming out a little too much green, but good. All right, now you're basically going to keep working around your object this way. I can see I got a problem right here. This part needs to be white, meaning, and you need to use the white tool to bring the blue back. All along here, I would probably use the gray tool along the entire edge like this of any kind of trees. Okay. And then we got a figure, which is why I chose this one because it's going to be an added challenge. I would reduce the size of this thing, zoom way in, and here's what I think is not good here is that this space between the arm and the leg, I think you really need to see it or it's not going to look like a normal human. There are tools that have square edges that are more like lines, which, you know, might be useful for all kinds of things. And you can even change the angle of the tool by turning this thing. If you need a straight line that goes a certain direction, you can make that with this tool. I think I actually made it just a little bit too small. Okay, so I'm going to try to get inside here. Oh, wait, shoot. Maybe I shouldn't be using the gray. Maybe I should be using the white. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to switch to white because I want to completely get rid of this part. Okay. As best you can. And now you can use the two different tools back and forth. So give it a minute. Okay. So now I'm going to go to black, which I think is the first time I've used it. And I can refine this edge right here with black, which means I am going to put it back into the clear part of the selection. Take it out of the sky. Now, there is kind of a cheater's way. If this isn't working out for you, it's frustrating and you can't seem to get it, you can use the gray tool. You can just go back to gray, go back to circle, and you can fuzz the edges just a little. And it might just like be less obvious that it's not perfect, which, you know, is fine. There we go. Gray, gray. Now, I'm not going to be able to do this whole thing because it's super boring, but I think I've used all the tools that you need to use, hopefully. So anyways, what do you do next? Now, let's say it's time to go and you're not done. Well, this is extremely important, extremely important. If you don't save things in exactly the right steps, you're done for. It's going to be completely deleted. So here's step one. Step one, actually, I can type it out. I'll make a sign for you. Step one is go up here where it says new layer and go to selection. This is key. This is absolutely key. If you don't change that, you've lost the whole selection. Go to selection right here and then push OK. And now what it's done is it's turned all that work you did back into a selection. Now, go to select, um, go to select, save selection, and give it a name. I'm going to call it, my own name. That's the easiest thing to do. Push OK. Then go to save as PSD. Do not export it as a JPEG. It will get rid of all of it. You click save as PSD. I'm going to put this on the desktop. And then, honestly, just to make sure nothing bad happens, I would go ahead and pull it also into the Google Drive, like, too, because actually a couple of the computers have crashed. And I have had to replace them already just this week. And if it crashes, obviously you lose your work too. So if you put it on Google Drive, then you haven't lost your work. Then you're good to go. Now, when it's all done, that is a different video. So I will make a part 2 to this video and put it in there. All right. Anyway, so now I'm going to go to layer, new layer, and make a blank one. And it's really important that you've got the new one gray like this. And then you're going to go Command V and you're going to drop it on there. Okay. Now, if you turn off the eyeball for the other one, you can see this is what we actually just cut out. This is what we have. Okay. If you go to this top one right here, this is the move tool. I'm going to go ahead and fit it back in. I don't know why it does that, but whatever. So it should be lined up so that ultimately when you turn on the other one, you don't see any difference. Okay. Now, what are we going to do with this thing? There's so many things we can do. We've got the sky. Now, what we want to do is do something weird with it. So, one thing you can do is the tools that we've used before, like image adjustment, hue saturation. You can, change the color of it or whatever. This is something that's real easy to do. And then you can also, and this is what I'm gonna recommend, is try out these weird filters. Okay, so the one first I tried, you'll see that there's all these filters sort of built in to each of these menus, so you have to look around. There is this one called Solarize, and it makes the clouds look real crazy. See, undo, and you can also undo by going up here to history. You can try distort. There is this one called kaleidoscope I haven't tried yet. You'll see when you open them up, whoa. You can adjust the different amounts of whatever's going to happen, you know what I mean? Of course, I have no idea ever. Wow. I never even considered that thing. So there's one. Okay, you could use that one. If you click on the X on that box, it won't apply it. It won't apply it unless you push OK. Let's see, filter, distort, pinch is one that I tried. You can see it makes it like twisty. Distort has the most, like, I don't know what you call, like, severe ones, the ones that are most insane. All right, so I'm just gonna stick with the one that I did in my example, just so that you know. Filter, I did liquefy. Now, this is pretty cool. Oh, hey, I'm right in the middle of a video demo. I'll come see you. Okay. Now these things you can change to what end, I don't know. I mean, fiddle with them if you want. But what I did is I just kind of went like this, and you can see it just sort of drags around and messes things up, right? It like smears them. Now on a Chromebook, this is going to be a nightmare because it's ultimately going to take forever. So highly recommend. Now you see where these like where you see the gray and white boxes, that's the parts that are going to be see-through. So I'm going to go ahead and take it a little bit farther down underneath where the, the other picture actually is, just because. Okay, now I'm gonna push OK. Okay, now I'm gonna turn this one back on. See? Now, you can take this one and move it on top. And I know that's annoying, but if you push shift and click them both, you can go to multiply and it should combine the two, so that you see a little bit of both. Now, one thing you'll notice down here is that some of this layer here is getting in there. If you don't like that or whatever, you can always go to the actual thing you want to do, meaning this is the layer I want to change, not the other one. You can go to the eraser tool and you can just kind of creatively erase things. Always turn the hardness down on any brush, and turn the opacity down. That'll make it a little more see-through. And then I'm going to use this little tap, to gently erase it. If you erase it with a hard edge tool too fast, it's going to show. But if you kind of erase it gently like this, it won't show as much. I just didn't like that purple thing right there. And have patience. Wait till the click actually applies. Use the best computer you can, obviously. Now I'm going to go back to the zoom. Oh, control, option. There we go. I'm going to zoom back out. And I'm fairly happy with that. And then I'm going to go File, Export as JPEG, and it's done, done, done. You want to go ahead and turn that into your assignment. All right, now I got to turn this off. Hang on.